everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Play Slay the Spire. Abandon run. It definitely was not my first run as the new character as we get ready for a daily here. Man, Stejo's misplays. Making me look bad here. 3 hours, 9 minutes since the daily started. Insanity is almost always good. In theory, since each one of the picks is random, you could end up with a deck of just garbage, but most of the time it's better than the silent starting deck. Time Dilation is good, but minor. Night Terrors. Night Terrors without Cursed, I'm not convinced, but it's not necessarily bad. So let's look at this. Elite. 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 3 elites. 2 campfires. 3 campfires. At least we can upgrade though, so hopefully we won't need to heal. Hello, Tomo. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you, and you. How are we gonna play this? I think I like an After Image, Backstab, Bane. All out attack takes you down to 22. I'll tell you what. Give me a setup, all out attack on the next turn. And then we get a free card. How much is that worth? It's arguable. Yeah, hey buddy. Hi, Tomo. Hey, Tomo. How you doing, Tomo? Okay. Deflect. Leg sweep. All out attack. Shouldn't have... I mean, it worked out okay, and we probably would have been fine even if it had discarded on load, but dangerous. And then we clicked on the taskbar, the most dangerous of all. So far, so good. Give me a finisher. Unlikely to show up as consistently as we would like in a deck like this, but certainly not necessarily bad. 3 damage 5 times will kill you, 11 damage will kill you. Wonderful. I don't think it matters. I honestly think we basically add cards just to get whatever the bonuses are for adding cards in a run like this. So give me a Relic, and Girya is amazing in a run like this where we don't want to rest to begin with. And then we will absolutely remove Regret, even though removing it is highly not that necessary in a 52 card deck. 12 damage coming in. Well, a leg sweep makes things real easy. Weaken you, destroy you, and don't discard backstab. Beautiful. Pretty much where we want to be. And you know, there is a history perhaps. This is a very bad turn, and we are going to take 1 damage unless we pop our potion, which I very much think is unnecessary. Yeah. Nothing else to do really, but there's something to be said about dailies maybe being a little bit too easy, but I'm not against it, you know? I like having some kind of like viable easy mode. 1 second, I'm dealing with a feline situation. Hello, Ruka. Would you like to enter the office of the 35th best player of Slay the Spire? At least in dailies. Let's not talk about Ascension mode. Hello, my son. Alright, he's in. Time Dilation exists. I think 1,000 cuts is unnecessary against a guy like this. I think you do like a little Flying Knee for energy next turn. Little Riddle holes for straight up damage. And yeah, you take about half his HP off right off the bat. Nothing wrong with that. Little well-laid plans. You probably don't need to play 2 Noxious. Let's play 1 Noxious. Hit him with a Dagger Spray. Oh, we can totally play 2 Noxious. My bad. There you go. 4 poison per turn. Is the 4th poison specifically likely to be relevant? Maybe not. I really think... Well, no, it doesn't matter. Because I was like, well, we can all-out attack. We should draw here. We could all-out attack and hope we dump Tactician, but that's not really like a strong play. I think we should... The thing is, we could take 6 damage off, but it only takes 4 damage off, and then next turn he's still a piece of garbage, right? So I think maybe we'd like to do an all-out attack and don't dump Storm of Steel. Alright. Then we play Storm of Steel. Hit him, hit him, hit him, and look at that. Look at that. Your boy's instincts have carried him for the first time ever. Do some strength gain. We should be done. It depends. But there's a likely chance we're going to be done with Guria by the time that this floor ends, which would be super cool. Give me an innate after image, so block is less relevant. Bottled Flame gives us an attack right off the bat. Dude, I gotta be honest, starting with Finisher in your hand is really good because we're already starting with Backstab. So Finisher is an automatic 6 damage, but you can get some serious, well, it's more than 6 because of strength, but you could get some serious potential value out of that for sure. I think that that's our right call. We had a daily recently where I didn't play Finisher as my Bottled Flame card, and Glail, the sinister and villainous Glail, tweeted me and was like, yeah, the daily was really easy after you made Finisher innate. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so stupid. So now I wouldn't say I necessarily feel smart, but at least I've perhaps learned from my mistakes, wouldn't you say? Already, 22 damage. We'll calculate a gamble just to see what comes out of it. And I mean, we haven't done 22 damage. Actually, we've done 40 when you factor in poisonousness. Tomo, hello. Would you like to enter the room? Welcome. We can't play everything here. We're gonna take a fairly nasty hit, and this is the way to play it. Like, I know we can't play Masterful Stab, but I was trying, dude. I was genuinely trying. We're gonna take 15. Nightmare Masterful Stab is kind of hilarious. We really have, like, no blocks in this deck, huh? I'll tell you what. I think I might hit you for 50 damage and follow that with another 28 and just murder you. If that works for you, it works for me. And give me a blur. I think we should be fine. Should is a 4-letter word, but let's buy a potion just to ensure it. We should be fine against that elite. Remove a card or gain gold. We'll gain gold. We already have a deck that's way too thick to be useful, so. Time Dilation has removed all of their artifact abilities, so I'm going to drink that regen potion real quick. We'll pop a Deflect. We should have popped After Image first, but there you go. Give me a Neutralize. Give me a Backstab. We really should just play Unload Finisher, in my opinion. And Finisher is going to do 24, so I think we should do it like this. Okay, I'm completely fine with this. We're taking 0. And we've almost wiped these guys out, so I definitely gotta do that. We're not gonna wipe them out. That admittedly stinks real bad. We don't need to play Riddle with Holes. I think we'd much rather 9-6. Okay, I think we'd much rather do this. We play two cards. We damage 2 enemies. We take less damage because of the after image effects here, and I think we'll chalk that up to not the best draw we'd like to have on planet Earth, but life goes on. Hit you with a Piercing Wail. You're only doing 2 damage. I'll hit you for 8 so you die in 1 card, and the world is our oyster now. We shouldn't have to rest before our boss fight. We'll exhaust Guria on the first floor and feel, honestly, pretty swell about the way this run is going, I think. It's worth playing Finisher. Gain 2 energy next turn. Keep Tools of the Trade for irrelevant reasons. We gotta do 21 damage. Well, how about 54 damage? Does that strike you the right way? It appears to strike you the right way. At this point, I apologize, but like, on a daily that has Insanity, when it comes to adding cards, if a card's good and I feel like we don't have enough of that archetype, I'm going to add it. And I mean, we don't really seem to have enough block. Seems sensible to me. It's not worth playing anything, and it's not worth not playing anything. We might have done a little extra damage because of Time Dilation. I wasn't looking at that specifically, actually, but okay. Taking no damage. The perfect here is important for score, so let's try to be smart about it. I think we want to take a Dex Potion. And then now we have enough block if we play 1 more card And we'll set up Unload, I think. I know you want to maybe think about setting up Phantasmal Killer, but I'm 50-50. Are we going to do 40 damage to you this turn? It's highly, highly unlikely. 22? We totally are. Oh my god. Ye of little faith, dude. So we'll hit you with that, and at this point I actually think that it's worth popping the energy potion, hitting you with a very nasty Bane, and following that up. We should have waited for Unceasing Top. I always forget about that relic. And now, unfortunately, life is pain, and as you can see, we have to think about how we're going to get to 9 block, which is something that seems highly difficult. In my personal opinion, doesn't seem likely that that's going to happen. So I'm just going to start smacking you. And we're going to see our perfect go away. I haven't gotten to this point with... might as well stack block, but... I haven't gotten to this point in Slay the Spire yet, but I think I'm starting to get there, where I'm like, I really wish that it didn't operate on the same kind of, like, Binding of Isaac style. I mean, just hit me with an outmaneuver. The same kind of Binding of Isaac style scoring system where, like, I'm not saying it's not a measure of skill, and I understand that no matter what you do... I'm just trying to see how I'm going to approach this. Try something like that first. No matter what you do, there are going to be people that are like, you know, they're going to mischaracterize you as basically being like in tears. Oh, the game isn't played the way I want the game to be played. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, is being able to perfect the boss necessarily the purest measure of how you performed on a daily? It's certainly something that, you know, I'm not saying shouldn't be worth points. We got to think about this. Which one of these is worse? Ectoplasm or Cursed? I think Cursed is better when we don't have Hoarder, so sign me up. I'm just saying, I don't necessarily think it's the purest measure of skill, and thus, like, I'm not sure the score should reflect it. We can fight 2 no matter what path we take, so let me think for a second. 2 question marks. A mid shop and a late shop. Yeah, I'll take this path. Mostly I'm just being salty because, obviously, I tend to perform a little bit worse on score, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I perform better on score. And, I should be happy that dailies work like this. I do tend to rank better than I think I actually am. Not to turn this into a self-inflating thing, but... I do think my score... Let me put it this way. When I do well on a daily, I definitely am not of the opinion that I'm like the 10th best, or let's even say like 100th best Slay the Spire player on that particular day. I'm more of the opinion that I got lucky and was able to kind of scam the formula. So I should definitely remember that. This sucks. I really want to play Masterful Stab, so I'm going to play All Out Attack. Hope it doesn't dump Masterful Stab. And then we'll play Finisher, Masterful Stab. Okay. That maybe wasn't as good as it could have been. And I think we just want to start here. But it is what it is. If I hit you for 15, we're also going to do 9 on discard. So I'm not going to do this, because we've played an after image. I would like to block as much as possible. Yeah, okay. We're going to take 2 damage. That's basically 0 in this context, so hit you with one of these. This run's very good so far. If that's not abundantly clear, like, this basically has nothing wrong with it. Ooh, Gambling Chip is such a good relic. Gambling Chip is so good that I almost feel like it's a curse to remove our curse. Like, just holding the curse would be better. By the way, can I just point out, Mega Crit, for this little scroll bar feature here, you guys, you're wonderful. This is the kind of thing I think so many developers might hear a request like this and be like, let's put it on the back burner. Y'all got it together, and you know what? I'm glad you did, because if you keep giving us insanity dailies and hoarder dailies, we need something like this. I appreciate this so much. Thank you. Give me a dramatic entrance as well. Anything that's innate, especially with finisher, a 0-cost innate attack is going to be beautiful. So we don't need this. We might want that. Well-laid plans is good, but if we can enable a better finisher, I think I'd rather dump it. But deflect being free helps with time dilation, so it's kind of like a, you know, how do you want to play it? I think we should nightmare. I think we should nightmare a backstab. Now we can't play after image, which in hindsight is idiotic. But it's only going to take like 4 block away. And then next turn we're going to do like 30 damage as a result. Yeah, it's probably like extremely worth it. 14 damage. We've only played 2 attacks. You are going to die, thankfully. We're going to take 10. I think we could have played that better. But next turn, we're going to crap on these guys. Man, Bane is like the perfect draw here, too. 12 damage. So if we could play like... We don't... actually, you know what? We do need to play Piercing Wail, or at least we would consider it. And then... 13 damage. Okay. You are hitting me for 1. I would prefer you didn't. It's minor, but give me a Blur, Flying Knee, Bane, honestly. We're probably going to kill you next turn anyway. Why bother enabling the Venom this late? And we'll hit you with a Poison Stab, a little Flying Knee, you're dead. Beautiful. Art of War kind of sucks, but Adrenaline is amazing. I'm no longer upset. We could upgrade our backstabs. We could upgrade our dramatic entrance. I actually think this is not the worst idea in the world. Because with a deck this thick, we can't be confident that we're ever going to get the other cards we talk about most of the time. Alright, it's actually really good. To be able to play these curses does not really bother me. Or it means that I'm not really bothered by the... dump it. Dump it. Everything else is fine. I'm not really bothered by the existence of them in our deck, for now at least. Give me a Tools of the Trade. What do we not care about this turn? We can get away with not having After Image, which is expensive. Ish. Neutralize. Quick deep breath. Neutralize again. It's not lucky or unlucky, it just exists. And then you're dead, right? Yeah, okay, that went just fine. Give me a Malaise. And we're going to stay up this side here. This run is very easy, to be honest with you. Not very easy. It's very easy. Even though Writhe is innate, and we can dump it with Gambling Chip, for some reason I have like an innate... Oh, we have new cards thanks to the new character. At the start of each turn, add a random colorless card to your hand. It's a great power. It's like Toolbox, but expensive. But Toolbox is great, so I'm happy to see it. Honestly, give me a dash over removing the curse that we can block through. Like that, I don't think that's that bad. We don't need a second after... we have a Neutralize on you. We don't need a second After Image, but it's not a slam dunk. Oh, dude, Adrenaline? That's amazing. Okay, give me an After Image. And this is where things are going to get a little funky. Dramatic. Dramatic. You're still hitting me. That's really bad for you, my friend. Now you're dealing 12 damage. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that I was many times in my head I was like, should we run the math on this? And it just didn't seem that relevant. I'm never gonna play Magnetism because I don't think it shouldn't go on this long. We'll discard Tactician for draw, or sorry, for energy, and we'll discard Skewer because I think we can do better. After Image, Adrenaline. Not amazing. Quick Dramatic. Quick backstab. Now we start to think. 2 attacks. Give me a quick riddle with holes. You have 4 HP left. Wow. Get crapped on, and then you are also dead? We don't need 2 fire potions. We should rest. Even at the risk of losing 5 extra HP, which is not a risk, it's actually guaranteed in hindsight. Don't need. We don't need Noxious. Everything else is beautiful here, I think. Play After Image. You want to get to 10 block. This sucks. Take this. Everything else is fine. Okay, start with Flash of Steel. We're looking for something that enables a discard, honestly. Dramatic. Backstab. We'll play Phantasmal. I think we'll follow that up with an Expertise and see what we get. We can make do with a leg sweep. Kind of ruins Finisher, but I think it's our better play moving forward. And now we have double damage on this turn. So, you know, I'm not trying to be negative, but it might be nice to draw some attacks at some point. 16. Well. Not my favorite turn ever when it comes to Phantasmal Killer, but we took 0, which is most important here. And, honestly, it's like we're really setting up. He's not doing much. I'll take 1,000 cuts. I think I'm unlikely to enjoy it, but... Okay. If only we could, like, Storm of Steel, but keep Finisher, I'd be over the moon. Obviously, it's not possible. How do I think we handle this, then? I think you do a Predator for the draw next turn. Double up on Shivs. Hit him with a pretty nasty Finisher. He's not going to heal next turn, but he's going to get close. Which is actually really nice, because we can ride out our 2 turns of life not being very nice to us right now. He's not purging debuffs this turn. But kind of feel like getting like 21 damage on discards is like real solid. And then we'll do all this damage, which honestly even fast mode can't really make up for. And with time dilation, these are just crushing him. And then we still get draw from Unceasing Top, so... Yeah, actually this turned out quite nicely, all things considered. We're pretty unlikely to kill him next turn. We gotta do quite a lot of damage, and he's gonna heal up. But, well, we certainly don't need to deflect, so that's easy enough to handle. I think we should well-laid plans for 0. I think we should unload, and then all-out attack, and then we'll start banking on Unceasing Top to give us good stuff. And obviously that's not what we're looking for, so that just ends our turn. But how's he healing? Oh, not at all. He just purges debuffs. How is this the first time I've ever noticed that? Many of you probably asking the same question right now. We're not going to get to 39 block. It just won't happen. So what do? 40? You're at 36. Man, you are a piece of garbage, you know that? Because if I hit you with a fire potion, you're gonna live with 1 HP. Man, you are a garbage fire. Oh, it's such a waste of, like... Well, it's such a waste of 50 points. It didn't need to happen this way, but... We were never really in danger at all there. We took an attack once. Who cares? Die was also a valuable choice. Philosopher's Stone is dangerous, but we kill enemies so quickly on the regular that I think it's, I think this is fine. 1, 2, 3. All right. That's weird. Left path. Or, well, is there another shop on this path? No. Let's take left path. Far left. All right. Tell you straight away, we don't need Blur. We don't need Storm of Steel. We'll hold Cloak and Dagger just in case my math's a little funky. After Image. Trip. 1,000 cuts. Oh, things are going to get nice here. I can already tell. Little shiv action, dramatic entrance, backstab, finisher. I saw we were doing 22 damage for each attack played. That's pretty good. I can live with that. Alright. No Thorn Lords. Don't need a Predator. We do not need a leg sweep, probably. Give me an After Image, a Panache, and then a Quick Slash. Oh, an Adrenaline. You probably set up Storm of Steel. And we're going to get to use a card we don't get to use very often here. Assuming these guys don't die before, which they will. We almost enabled a Masterful Stab. It was a whole new world. Okay. I don't believe we'll need to block here. So drop Blur. Heal Hook is not going to be necessary. Everything else is fine. Enlightenment is actually... It's good, but unnecessary. So now it's like, please sign me up. But... A Nightmare Dramatic Entrance is tempting, but it's actually it's a false seduction. We don't need it. Because these enemies are going to be dead. He's probably going to summon more. But we don't need it. And even this is probably like a bit of a whiff on our part. Now we can Nightmare. So in hindsight, we probably should have Nightmared what we were using. You know, dramatic, and probably backstab is a better call. And we don't even get to play finisher, which actually would have been good, but now we get 3 finishers next turn. I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. I think it probably will be, now that I look at it. But it's a bit of a lucky draw. Yeah. Turns out 3 finishers. Pretty solid. Alright. We do have a curse. Oh, but you gotta, like, very simple choice. Apotheosis was just the right call. And I'll carry that one as long as I live on this green earth. No. Keep After Image, just in case. We do have draw. So we'll After Image, Quick Slash. Now we'll Bullet Time. Dramatic Entrance. Backstab, Neutralize. Oh, we don't even need the Neutralize. Dude, we're like, this deck, it just rolls. We don't need this. We have enough AoE on turn 1 to kill most enemies. Terror is one of the things that was missing from our deck, in my opinion, so I'm happy to see that. And then we have a finisher that is not upgraded. Yes. So we'll just add 2 for every attack. We might play like 5 attacks. That's a 10 damage upgrade. I don't think we'll kill you on turn 1. So I'm going to keep Purity to enable us to keep our deck crazy thin here. And we're going to dump Unload, actually, to make Purity even better. As it sounds ridiculous, but I promise you that this is sensible. And then we're going to exhaust these 2. Blade Dance. We should have played After Image early. Play this. Dramatic Entrance, Backstab. Unfortunately, we have to play the finisher immediately, but now we start, you know, we just have a bunch of energy we're not doing anything with. And, I mean, I don't love using a potion, but we don't have Sozu, right? So, works for me. Get Matrushka. Give me a Smith, then, honestly, at this point, like, I don't know. Upgrade your Backstab. It's one of the few cards we're guaranteed to see. It's, in fact, the only card we're guaranteed to see. Matrushka does give us Ginger, which I think is maybe one of the most underrated relics in the entire game. Secret Technique we'll grab because it can give us Adrenaline, but dump this. Dump this. I don't think we'll need it. We don't need Draw either. The Draw is built in. So originally I was thinking Adrenaline, but I'm just looking at it like... We do want Adrenaline still, even though I hate this decay here. Give me an After Image, Adrenaline. Not a huge fan right now. Dramatic. Dodge. We can play almost... Oh, we can play this because of Blue Candle, you fool. Play it. Play it. Doesn't matter who you use it on. Oh my god. You are so highly dead. How did this happen? Well, we took 1 damage, but it was by our own design. 20 damage X times does seem pretty good. Alright, and we'll follow that up with a... Slice is just great because it keeps our cycle going here. This is going to be a very fast run and a very strong run, and I feel pretty confident in the way that we've handled this overall. Don't need Phantasmal, do not need Blur. Expertise is kind of nice for draw, but I don't think it's necessary. Just give me an After Image, Deflect. Remember, we want to play like our non-attacks first, and we've already completed that. Give me a Shiv, 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 because I think Dramatic is just going to wreck you. Close. Phantasmal, I think, is very not good. But turns out this is going to be highly academic, because we're just crushing it right now. Another Backstab is a hilarious addition that makes Finisher that much better. Dump Bane and Predator. Honestly, dump After Image. What do we care? Okay. I would really like to get rid of this, but... Oh, we can with Unload. Yeah. Use Trip, Unload. Get rid of those 2 cards. And then go Backstab, Backstab, Dramatic, Finisher. I really thought we would have to get something on the chain, but unnecessary apparently. Distraction for 0 is beautiful. Oh my god, the run's almost over. How did this happen? Blur, Noxious, Quick Slash. Take Noxious. It's too slow. We don't need to play it. I will fight for a reward at this point. 1 thorny enemy. Don't make me laugh. We got Mind Blast for free. That's hilarious. Everything looks great here. Give me a After Image. Mind Blast. And remember, we have Gremlin Horn. So this is where things, in my opinion, start to get hilarious. Wow, 20 damage. That's incredible. If it weren't for the fact that it actually kind of sucks, because we're the Ubermensch right now. Look at that. Thread and Needle, also amazing. We don't need regen. Take Strength instead. Doesn't matter what we take here, but I'll take Predator for top end. I'll Smith. I'll upgrade our other Backsmith. And as far as I don't know what happened. I feel like this deck has just... It's balled out without me even needing to be here. But I'm having a great time regardless. You're going to get your artifacts purged if you haven't already. You got 1 purged, I think, thanks to Time Dilation. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Highly necessary. Okay, first off, see ya. Hopefully that doesn't ruin our perfect, but it was the right play regardless. After Image is now free. Everything's free. Prepare yourself. I'm gonna hit you. I think I'm gonna hit you. Follow it up with a hit. Sorry, my mistake. Probably pop that. I think I'm gonna hit you. Following that, the next step is hitting you. At which point we have 7 energy. And I'm gonna hit you. That's the first step of that. We only have 1 energy left now, and I'm still taking damage, which seems highly unfair. So now we're up to 27. We're not taking any damage. Purge your last artifact. I just realized we totally had a situation earlier in the run where we could have played our curse with Blue Candle, but, you know, I'm hoping that as a result of realizing that, you will forgive me. I would love to kill you. The problem with the killing you is that it ruins our perfect. And that's really not that bad in the whole scheme of things. But I'd prefer if we didn't have to lose our perfect, but we do. Thanks to draw, we do. Or thanks to my construction. Let's not say it's all draw's fault. But we don't need a lot here. Actually, Corpse Explosion is much less likely to be useful. Envenom hits Bane, which we'll just use. 1,000 Cuts hits Leg Sweep, which is fine, so we'll go this. Play Expertise, and we can start our draw all over again. I'm gonna hit ya. 44 damage, or 3 shivs. I actually think 3 shivs might be worth more. It's actually worth a lot more. In fact, it's going to get the kill. Wow. This run was awesome. I had a lovely time. We dealt 939 damage, which is so low. So incredibly low compared with where we expected to be with the 1500s here. But hey, I had a good time. 243, not too bad. NL's great plays. Hey, nice to see you there. What, you couldn't get 1 point more? For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time.